Hi everyone, my name is Natalie. Today I'm going to be doing the announcement for the Invisible Cities project in October. We always announce the 2 countries we'll be focusing on 2 months in advance. I will leave all of the relevant information about the project below in case you're new to it. And so the 2 countries we'll be focusing on is Taiwan and Eritrea. So as usual, I will share some books that I am looking at potentially reading for these 2 countries, and I will see what I get to in the end. So for Taiwan, first of all, we have an author that I would really like to read, that I would like to buy one of their books. So we have Notes of a Crocodile by Chu Miaojin, translated by Bonnie Hui, and this is a coming-of-age story of queer life, and it's narrated by a lesbian narrator, and it says coming-of-age story of queer misfits discovering love, friendship, and artistic affinity while hardly studying at Taiwan's most prestigious university. And then the other one that is by the same author is Last Words from Montmartre, translated by Ari Larissa Heinrich. I think it's centered around a lesbian romance or a lesbian relationship. It says Last Words from Montmartre, unfolding a series of letters written by an unnamed narrator. Last Words tells the story of a passionate relationship between 2 young women. Definitely sounds like a very interesting writer, and books that I've had my eye on for a long time, so I'm just going to use this excuse to buy myself a copy of either one of those. Another option for Taiwan is Hunter School by Sakinu Aronglong, and this was translated by Daryl Stark. This is one of the earlier Hunter Star publications, and is by an Aboriginal author in Taiwan. So it sounds like it would be a different perspective as well. Hunter School is a work of fiction consisting of recollections, folklore, and autobiographical stories from the perspective of an Aboriginal Taiwanese man aiming to reconnect with his lost tribal identity. And then lastly for Taiwan, I have The Stolen Bicycle, which was nominated for the Booker Prize a few years ago. It's by Wu Mingyi, and it was also translated by Daryl Stark. And this is a family saga. It says a profound and intimate meditation on memory, family, and home from the major Taiwanese voice, often likened to Nabokov and Sebald. So that sounds like my kind of style, as well as the themes of family and memory is some of my favorites when it comes to any fiction writing. So those are for Taiwan, and I also, several years ago, I watched a lot of Taiwanese TV shows and dramas, so I will probably be watching a lot of those, and I'll share more about that closer to the date, I think. For Eritrea, the one that I have that I'm most likely to be reading is Haben by Haben Gerba, the deafblind woman who conquered Harvard Law, and this is her memoir of how her growing up and all of the things related to her life, as well as how she became involved in practicing in law. And I think there is some things related to the justice system in terms of disability, which is one of the reasons that I was particularly intrigued to read this book. It says Haben Germa is a human rights lawyer advancing disability justice, and that was one of the reasons that I had been looking this book up several years ago, I think, and have actually started reading this one before from the library, and I think I need to buy my own copy because I really wanted to annotate in this one. A book that I saw that my library had a copy of is In Bibi's Kitchen, the recipes and stories of grandmothers from 8 African countries that touch the Indian Ocean. So this is a cookbook as well as stories, obviously from the title you can guess that. It is by Hawa Hassan and Julia Tertian, and it says that it's, as the title suggested, it is combining recipes from different parts of the world with stories to go along with them. And one of the recipes is for, let's see, it is Eritrean flatbread, and I'm assuming there is a story related to that. And I thought this would be a perfect reason, this would be a perfect way to actually get around to start to cook for Invisible Cities, which is something I've really wanted to do, and I love cooking, so I don't know why I haven't made this part of the project yet, but I thought this could be a fantastic way to both read something and to try a recipe specifically out, because the Eritrean flatbread sounded like something I would really like to eat as well. And then lastly, I have a short story that is available online by an Eritrean author that I don't think there is a full-length novel in translation, but I know that she has several books. If you can read in Italian, I think it is. There will be more by this author, but this particular short story is available in English. And it is Abandonment, an Eritrean story by Erminia del Oro, translated by Onag Stransky. And I will link to this short story below. I started reading a bit of a sample of this and really like the sound of it. So I thought that in general, I really want to be more diverse in terms of formats that I'm reading and not be so constricted to necessarily full-length novels or published books, that they can be short format writing and articles and things like that as well, and that could be an interesting angle to explore these countries as well, especially when they are not as easily available in English translation or available to get access to in general. So those are the books and things that I'm looking at reading for Taiwan and Eritrea. I would love to know if you have anything that you are looking at for these two countries, if you have anything you've read that you would like to recommend to me, or any ideas of what you would like to read or watch in terms of movies or cook. I would love to hear about your plans and or recommendations. Feel free to share in the comments. And that was all I wanted to say. Hope you're doing well and you're taking care of yourselves, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.